Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. We'll get into it. President Yoweri Museveni has instructed the State House Controller to provide financial support to the 10 families of individuals killed by ADF rebels in Kamwenge district, as well as a survivor who, as well as the survivor of the rebel attack. He has also directed for the reactivation of the LDUs in the area surrounding Queen Elizabeth National Park and other forests. On another note, the CMI and SFC a few weeks ago killed 2 ADF suspects and injured Kamasu, who is believed to have replaced Njovu, now facing charges.
President Yoweri Museveni has directed the reactivation of local defense units in the areas surrounding Queen Elizabeth National Park, Chibale Forests, the forests in Chenjojo and Kagadi, Semuliki National Park and Bwindi National Park. This move aims to safeguard the population against isolated attacks by rebel groups, prompted by a recent incident in Kamwenge district, where 4 armed individuals killed 10 crop night watchmen. According to the president, the attackers chose to use pangas instead of guns to avoid alerting a population that is hostile to them. He notes that the suspects are remnants of the Njovu group that entered Uganda from Congo for the second time. The president has linked the 4 suspects to the massacre of children at Nyabugando school, the killing of 2 tourists and their driver, and the burning of an onion truck. The president highlights that a young girl who managed to escape the attack, thereby alerting the area for a response, should receive financial support and be brought to him for recognition of her bravery. He has instructed the State House Comptroller to send financial support to each of the families that lost their loved ones in Kamwenge. The president reports that the Chieftaincy of Military Intelligence and the Special Forces Commandos attacked a squad of 3, including Kamusu, the group leader who replaced Njovu. 2 were shot dead and guns were abandoned by the terrorists at the encounter point. However, Kamusu is reported to have been shot and his body is yet to be identified. Ugandan forces have executed fresh airstrikes on terrorist leaders 80 kilometers into Congo from the border. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Deputy Inspector General Police Major General Kasigazi Tumsime has pledged to increase manpower and mobility security to residents who were attacked by the Allied Democratic Forces ADF in order to put them to rest. He was assessing the security situation following the attack by the rebels, which left 10 people dead in Kitehurize Cell, Chabandara Parish, Kamwenge Sub-County in Kamwenge District.
To assess the security situation, we started at the regional cross, but now we've come to Kamwenge, where the incident happened some few days ago, and we lost our 10 people. So we came from the headquarters there to come and look at whether the capacity on the ground is enough. But now they can bring in people, 4 or 5, who are not coming to attack the forces, but who are coming to kill the people. Now, if you think that is strength, then you better think again. Strength would be if they come and attack the military or police and kill and run away with their weapons. No, that's not what they are doing. They are killing the general public, innocent people.
Community to be calm and to be vigilant and to be security conscious. When you see someone who don't understand, you alert police or leaders.
Now, the Bishop of Rwenzori, Right Reverend Luben Kisembo, also the chairman of the organizing committee for the 2024 Anglican Martyrs Day celebrations, accompanied by Right Reverend George William Kasangaki and others, visited UBC to present the roadmap ahead of the preparations, commending UBC for its great work in disseminating resourceful content to the public. UBC's Managing Director, Winston Agaba, promised to work with the Rwenzori Diocese to prepare for Martyrs Day.
The Archbishop Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba Mugalu, while leading the 2023 Martyrs Day special commemoration prayers at the Anglican Church Martyrs Shrine Namugongo, announced Rwenzori as the next cluster to organize the 2024 Martyrs Day at the Anglican Martyrs site. The 6-member dioceses of Greater Rwenzori include South Rwenzori, East Rwenzori, West Rwenzori, Bunyolo Chitara and Masindi Chitara. The organizing committee has now embarked on nationwide tours to raise funds for the event. The Bishop of Rwenzori, the Right Reverend Ruben Chisembo, accompanied by other delegates from the Anglican Church, has this evening visited UBC headquarters in Kampala over the same matter.
My name is Ibrahim. Chisembo from Rwenzori Special Resort Assistant, Chairperson of the Raising Committee for the 2024 Martyrs Day celebrations. Thank you very much. What a coincidence. Yes. We can't leave this place. Yeah. We need your prayers.
The team received by UBC's Managing Director Winston Agaba and other departmental heads commenced with touring the radio and TV stations based in Kampala. Later in a meeting, the Right Reverend Ruben Chisembo commended UBC for its great endeavors in dissemination of resourceful information to the public.
For the content that actually is aired or viewed that is given to the public by UBC, I enjoy programs there because they're educative. But when we listen to these local FM stations, the caliber of the journalists that are there really are wanting. And so you really wonder, what is this person trained to speak to the public? What values is he or she passing on to the public? So we appreciate UBC.
UBC management pledged total continuity and commitment to serving netizens.
The element of guidance, with the help of the church, we all have a duty to play as citizens. And your presence here gives us the impetus to know that your guidance, your prayers will be able to help not only this organization, but even the nation at large. And as a national broadcaster, we believe that together we can shape the content that should shape the nation.
In this generation, we are all sitting here and everybody is getting 100 voices from Facebook and from WhatsApp. And the question given to us is, when we said that content is indecent, Communications Commission would ask us, could you please give us the decent content on the basis of which we can reject the bimansoro? So having our Lord Bishops here is an opportunity to describe the hunger. So bishops and MD, my message is that there is hunger. There is hunger for people to know Church of Uganda and all our churches which were born overseas, our overseas roots got rotten.
A 2 billion and 40 million Ugandan shillings budget is required for the celebrations, and every Ugandan is called on to contribute to this noble cause.
The budget, the committee already sat and has fixed the budget for these celebrations, which is about 2 billion and 40 million. 2 billion, 40 million will be our budget for next year.
The visiting clergy also cautioned Ugandans not to spend and bring their lives to waste during the festive season, but to reconcile and reflect.
We wish everybody a good Christmas, but let us not end with the word as we usually use it, Merry Christmas, not merry making, but let us think deep. What does Christ really impact on my life?
Ivan Juko, Dan Lugemwa for UBC.
Now, opposition political parties under the umbrella United Force of Change have expressed disappointment with senior religious leaders in the country for disregarding their prayers despite receiving invitations. Former President for Forum for Democratic Change, Dr. Kizza Besigye, highlighted the issue as a matter of concern, while the president of the Alliance for Transformation Party, General Mugisha Muntu, stated that religious leaders are hesitant to associate with the opposition.
The president of the National Unity Platform Party, Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, hosted opposition political parties under the United Forces of Change at NUP headquarters in Makerere to pray for torture victims and political prisoners. The prayers began with testimonies from relatives of political prisoners, providing the audience with a clear understanding of what they are praying for. One released detainee, Kaziba Abubekari, assured Mugumya Arafat's relatives that he is still detained at CMI in Chireka. Some parents testified to visiting their children in various prisons but requested the government to release them.
Muganda wa Arafati abadde wano Arafati badde nsulanga naye Mugumya Arafati wali tumuteeke mu dduwa tumusabire naye kiboko zamuyitirako
manyi n'enkovu gy'alina ku mubiri ngimanyi tosobola kuleetera omuntu gwe sitamanyi n'ogamba nti ye bba wange babi mulekerawo okubuliza abantu bange sinamulaba paka kati nkyamubanja.
The prayers led by Abed Bwanika asked God to bring salvation to Uganda and unity among the opposition for the sake of Ugandans. They also prayed for widows and orphans.
The tears of this nation, may you avenge the blood in this nation, may you avenge the pain in this nation. You said you are the father to the fatherless. May you be a father to those who have been made fatherless. May you be a husband to those widows, oh God, who have been made widows.
Zika abantu baabwe tebalabala bakobo naye tukwegayiride gwe Katonda sumulula abasakayiro
kubanga lirina amatu gwetaka gwe erya Uganda nkulagira muli erya Yesu golokosa amaanyi go olwanagane na buli abadde atukijjanya gulawo akamwako oyo omumire kubanga olisobola okumumira gulawo akamwako omire abatemu.
The president of the Conservative Party, John Kenny Luchamus, emphasized the need for opposition parties to initiate a peaceful, silent revolution. Isha Otto, representing the UPC party, stated that it does not matter the party or religion, but sanity.
Tutandike mission eyokuleta a silent revolution.
It doesn't matter to me what language you speak. It doesn't matter to me which party you belong. Neither does it matter to me which religion you belong. But what matters to me is life and sanity for my nation.
Both the president of the National Unity Platform, Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, and the interim president of the FDC, Katonga, Erias Lukwago, agreed that concerning political prisoners, they have failed to find remedies from Uganda's criminal justice system.
The other avenues, the Human and People's Rights Court under the Charter, the AU Charter, the East African Court of Justice, but I'm emphasizing the ICC. We can take a collective petition there as all Ugandans, regardless of our differences in the shades of political opinion.
I mentioned it, that we are going to use every legal mean, national and international, to make sure people get justice.
Former president of the Forum for Democratic Change Party, retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye, and the president of the Alliance for Transformation Party, General Mugisha Muntu, expressed concern over senior religious leaders not responding to their request to participate in the prayers.
It's sad that we are here praying for ourselves, praying for the victims, when those whose responsibility it is to pray for us have not answered our request to come and pray for us.
The Bible says, fear not, for I am with you. So when you let a human being terrify you, it means that you are fearing that human being more than you fear God. You have lost your responsibility as a faith leader. Then like this one is an opportunity for the faith leaders to take the moral high ground.
The leader of opposition, Mathias Mpuga, said that in addition to evoking God's intervention, they also need to summon their own wisdom. Meanwhile, victims and relatives of the political prisoners were handed Christmas packages to support them during this festive season. I'm Nafka Farida and Robert Katamba at Makerere Kavuli.
The interim Mufti of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, Sheikh Abdallah Semmambo, has appealed for unity among Muslims, urging them to set aside their differences and work towards a common goal. Mufti Semmambo made these remarks during a meeting with Muslims at Masjid Siddiq in Kampala.
This comes at a time following a ruling affirming the appointment of His Eminence Sheikh Abdallah Ibrahim Semmambo as the acting Mufti of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council. Addressing Muslims at Masjid Siddiq in Kampala, Mufti Abdallah Semmambo emphasized the need for unity among Muslims.
Njakubeera muwulize gye muli, njakuuma ekitiibwa kya Quran, njakuuma ekitiibwa kya Constitution ne rules and procedure nga bwe birina okutambula. Njakubeera muwulize eri abaisiraamu ba Uganda eno, njakubeera muwulize eri mwenna tutambasaba tutambulire wamu tulabe nti tuteekawo enjawulo eyannamaddala eyaludde okulabika mu Buisiraamu, mu bulamu bw'Obuisiraamu mu ggwanga lino. Insha Allahu taala njala okusaba abo bonna abanyiiga mukomewe Kampala mukadde. Insha Allahu taala tutambulire wamu kuba ekifo kiri kyaffe, ekifo kiri kyammwe.
Haj Abdallah Chimba, the former executive member of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, stated that they are prepared to take action against individuals considering the leadership of Mufti Semmambo.
Sheikh Abdallah Semmambo yazze bannayuganda atuggyeko ekizibu kye tubali tuyina tambulika naye ekintu kino mpaka mu lwagenda nga kigusa okulonda Semmambo kuli mateeka. Kooti olwali emaze okikakasa nti olukiiko lwatula eggangu lwali maki Semmambo ku kitebe ekikulu eky'Obusiraamu salama niki salimina.
Sheikh Amza Bukali asked Muslims to trust in justice.
Mu ntebe ne tusirika nga abalabe baasirika oba tusituka ne tulaga abantu amaki. Twalina eddalasa ebadde nnene ebugiri na stoppingibwa okugenda mu ddalasa eyo lwa Sheikh Semmambo ng'ekibiina kya Itihadi kyekikulembedde ne religious leaders okuva ku Uganda Muslim Supreme Council nenfuna amasimu 200 nga baŋŋaana okugenda. Ejjumeene ey'enkya twabadde twekagenda Mbaale ne mukama wange Hajja Abdulkarim Kalisa nampeereza message nanga nti Eastern Region yonna baŋŋambye Bukhari waasalirako eno gwe naye muddayo muli bafu.
Muslims were asked to trust Mufti Semmambo for the 6 months and assess his leadership.
I would like to make this clear to you. We don't have any reverse. We are moving ahead. There must be no doubt in your hearts. Islam will propel and move ahead. We would like to thank the leader of this country for accepting to support Muslims from the time go until tomorrow.
The public that I'm kindly requesting our former Mufti kindly to respect his dignity, kindly to respect his family, kindly to respect all those who are under him to resign properly without being forced removed out of the office.
However, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council spokesperson Ashraf Muvawala Ziwa says they are still pursuing the cause of justice.
So we are waiting for the ruling on that issue of whether the court can hand the party back to Jinja or the case was the right flow of the court to go ahead. That issue we are waiting for the ruling whether the case can be referred back to Jinja or the court. High Court, the Court of Judiciary, sorry, the principal judge had powers to entertain our application. We are ready to hear, we are ready to defend our position because for us it depends on our constitution. Yes. We shall challenge whoever claims to be the rightful leader apart from his enemies. We shall challenge that person.
Now, the Inspectorate of Government has exposed the rampant corruption and negligence at Kasanda Health Center 4, a government hospital in the district with the highest number of maternal deaths. The impromptu investigation uncovered a number of malpractices that have put the lives of patients at risk and left the community in a state of dismay.
Expectant mothers seeking medical care at Kasanda Health Center 4 are allegedly being charged exorbitant fees of 350,000 shillings for delivery services. This has left many families struggling to afford essential maternal health care, contributing to the alarming maternal mortality rates in the district.
But every other staff meeting, I'm cautioning my staff, don't be tempted.
But what temptation, doctor? Look at the person they're asking money from. Look at him. What do you ask? That man has not even have 1,000 in his pocket.
Disturbingly, patients are being coerced into purchasing medicines, even though they are reportedly expired drugs in the facility's storage, particularly antiretroviral drugs, ARVs.
Am I lying that you asked someone for 3,000? So why do you ask for money if you know that I'm not lying? Why did you ask? And it's something you've been doing over and over again. Is it the first time you're doing it? So how come your supervisor, well, you say you don't supervise. She has admitted she asks for money. Why don't you do your work? Why don't you supervise? That means you also do the same. Dear, I'm also taking this one. Been in your store for 4 months.
I didn't know about the IV and
who is supposed to know? Me as Inspector General of Government?
What I know, we have zero balance of those drugs. Until yesterday, did what? That's when they delivered the drugs.
Huh? Now you get the medicine from the store and first treat her, and then I will give you.
Johnson, what's your other name?
She's in pain. No, just saying.
The dire consequences of such actions are not only unethical, but also endanger the lives of those in danger of critical medical attention. Deputy Inspector General of Government Anne Mohire reportedly caught nursing officers red-handed accepting bribes.
People are doing this because maybe they don't fear you.
Madam IGG, I'm so aggressive. You can even ask my DHO is there. Actually, they labeled me a policeman. When I get you, you must have fronted some in the HUMIC, Unity Management Committee.
This highlighted the depth of corruption within the healthcare system, a betrayal of public trust that is particularly egregious in a sector tasked with safeguarding lives.
Kati tamulowooza nti otuna avaawo era bana abayisawo bikubanga mwogedde ekituufu ekiri ku ddwaliro lino era mulimu kutya
naye singa kibadde kisooka ntwandivuddewo n'okuva kuba asatoogeza amazima tebagenda kuddamu kutukolako bajja buli omu nga buli omu atwesamba bwesamba nze mukazi wange singa ateedda kuba bwembalabala mu ssente zenyononedde wano nakono na miliyoni nnamba buli kimu badde ngula kyeggulu ate ntunze nabyange byonna ewaka biweddewo era nabona obudde nva kuba mu kyalo bagaa tewali ssente era munjagala muzza mukyala atuule kuba sina kyakkola.
Edward Lugasa, a health worker at Kasanda Health Center 4, was apprehended for selling medicine in a nearby area. This led to an immediate call for his interdiction by the IGG, exposing yet another layer of corruption and ethical violations within the health sector.
Today is because you're going to on duty, but also you should be under arrest.
Dr. Johnson Kobzigu, the in charge of Kasanda Health Center 4, expressed surprise and concern regarding the reported happenings around the facility.
When the wife dies, what will happen to you? Those are the curses that you read. You see the man, you see the person you're asking for money. You take this one. Where's the difference? You take him. You go together.
The discovery that some doctors allegedly own private clinics in Kasanda has further eroded public trust in the healthcare system. Border operators in the area confessed that doctors maintain private clinics in Kasanda.
Obuzibu obw'eddwaliro ery'e Kasanda nti abasawo abasinga buli musawo alina kiriniki ye. Kati ate bwe bamala okujjanjaba ne bakuggyako samples ne bakulagira nti genda mu kiriniki bweti ne bweti so akusindika mu kiriniki ye ogenda otuukayo ng'eddagala libadde osuba emitwalo 2 liri mitwalo 5 kubanga oliguze wuwe.
The health crisis in Kassanda district serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for comprehensive reforms and accountability within the healthcare system to ensure the safety and well-being of the community. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, beer brewers want government to consider regulating instead of banning illicit alcohol to avoid endangering the alcohol business. This follows the ongoing scrutiny over the Anti-Alcohol Control Bill 2023, which was tabled recently by the Tororo District Woman Representative Sarah Opendi. The brewers cite that dealers in illicit alcohol constitute 65% of the consumption and poses significant health risks. If enacted into law, a person guilty of selling alcohol after 10 p.m. on weekdays will face a 10-year jail term or a fine of 20 million shillings or both. This and other clauses of the bill are what the Joint Parliamentary Committee on both Health and Trade are scrutinizing.
Time of sale does not translate into reduced consumption and could have the unintended consequence of increased home consumption. Night economy drives the Ugandan economy, hence provision threatens food, beverage and entertainment sectors. Alcohol sector contributes approximately 35% of tax revenues collected annually. The proposed restrictions on selling hours fail to take into consideration the following: effect of attractiveness as a tourism sector, infringement on economic rights, right to carry out lawful trade and business granted under Article 40, number 2 of the Constitution, threat to over 1.3 million jobs created by the alcohol industry and the livelihoods of over 6.3 million Ugandans that are supported by the industry. This includes the entire value chain comprising of manufacturers, grain farmers, distributors, bars and clubs. Does not take into consideration different kinds of employment, shift workers, global workers with different time zones, etc. The threat of reduced sales impacting uptake of raw materials from farmers which are used in the manufacture of alcohol, which includes sorghum, barley, cassava and corn. Resultant revenue loss from a sector that already contributes significantly to the annual tax revenues for the country. Other sectors such as entertainment and food will also be negatively impacted by these selling restrictions. There is an increased risk of illicit alcohol sales as witnessed during the COVID-19 lockdown. Illicit alcohol, which we said earlier on, is currently at 65% of alcohol consumed. So the situation would encourage that informal and regulated area. The proposed sanction of contravention is disproportionate and excessive, and it will have the unintended consequence of encouraging illicit trade, trader harassment and corruption. On 14.4, a person who contravenes subsection.
And the youth of Chigezi sub-region have been tipped to participate in politics at all levels in order to bring the change they so much desire. This call has been made by a section of MK movement leaders as they presided over the pressure group mobilization tour in Rushiga district at an event hosted at Bukinda Playground.
There has been a mobilization tour in Ruchiga district, Chigezi region, for the MK movement members. This has been hosted at Bukinda Playgrounds at an event which kick-started with a youth football tournament aimed at sporting talent.
hati twashara mutwagira ngo Uganda yahiga regime ya NRM mbere yara za kuvuga ubugezi kwayo twagira ngo twetegure nk'eminyendo kugira ngo tabari twaza mu bigere byayo.
Activities were graced by a session of MK movement leaders at both local and national levels.
When we associate ourselves with the MK movement, we ensure that we are also contributing in terms of mobilization. We are contributing in changing our communities, because in most cases many people don't know that through what you do as a person,
You may also venture into something thinking you're just there to pass time, but it transforms you from one level to another. It transforms you from one...
The MK Movement National Vice Chairperson for Western Uganda, Balamba Rugahara, pledged on behalf of the movement to support talent development. Other members of the MK Movement are very optimistic that such drives will enable them run the course of making sure that they popularize the 4 stars general.
For us, we believe that he can take us to where we want. And I don't think he's dares not to have learned from his father. So it is high time we say as young people that let us embrace General MK and we push him to ensure that he takes the leadership. Then strategically as young people,
when it is KB o'clock, you need more from your voice bundles. That's why MTN is offering you more minutes across all networks that don't expire. Buy the new 90-minute Freedom Bundle at 5K or the 200-minute bundle at 10K and just with no limit. Katiteri ate, no excuses. Make the call now. Dial *100*21# or use the My MTN app and enjoy your Freedom Bundle today. MTN. Together we are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
In this family, we can't agree on anything.
Martha.
We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate Alina Echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
The only water that can quench my thirst. Aquafina, we are good.
the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Welcome back. Ugandans have been told to desist from undermining the country's potential at the expense of socio-economic progress. This was echoed in Mutungo during the end-of-year celebrations for Fortune Group, where Captain Mike Mukula challenged private sector players to build Uganda by providing employment.
To join in this dance was former Kampala Police Operations Commander Sam Omala. He was part of the staff that ended the year 2023 in style. This was at Fortune Group, under which he currently works with Arrow Security. Employees were acknowledged for exemplary service.
And she will keep everything to the letter.
Behind this acknowledgement
Esther,
was a message to the private sector of the need to create more employment.
The narrative and the discussion is that Africa should not be exporting labor. We have got a growing population of young people who need jobs. We have a duty as patriots to join the private sector and build Uganda and give opportunity to young people to be employed.
To ensure the success of this, embracing peace as opposed to violence is the way to go for Uganda.
I want Ugandans to underscore the fundamental of having a narrative of peace and stability of our country. We may agree to disagree on certain areas, but let us agree that peace is a common denominator to all of us.
Upholding such peace will also require desisting from denting the country's image.
You can go out and talk about other things that you want, but do not decampaign your country to foreigners. Do not sell Uganda to foreigners. Let's see how best we can have an internal discussion. But to go out and think that you can undermine Uganda externally as if those Europeans will improve their lives.
All these are viewed as steps in the right direction if Africa in general and Uganda in particular is to succeed.
Zero!
Henry Okrut, UBC.
And 1 million people are to benefit from piped water from government through National Water and Sewerage Corporation. Managing Director of National Water Sewerage Corporation, Engineer Dr. Silva Mugisha, officially commenced the initiation of works with China Communication Construction Company Limited in Kampala.
Government has received funds from the World Bank towards the implementation of Integrated Water Management Development Project. The Managing Director, National Water and Sewage Corporation, Dr. Engineer Silva Mugisha, said 2 projects are to be implemented in Mbale and Ajumen district.
What we are always doing is, the client never paid us money, but we continue to do the work. That's what CCC is always doing. You know, then you can get some information from them. But we also hope you can support us there.
Dr. Silva Mugisha said the Ajumen project aims to improve water and sanitation in Ajumen Town Council, Pakeli Town Council, and rural growth centers of Sifolo, among others.
The people who are connected to our system have been getting water, but not 24/7, because the water is not enough. And secondly, there are people who would have wanted to extend the water whom we have not extended to because the water is not enough. So this project is coming in to solve those 2 problems, to make sure that those who have our system get water 24/7, and those whom we have not reached, we can also expand.
The Mbale Water Supply and Sanitation System project aims to provide a medium to long-term solutions to the water supply and challenges in Mbale city. The total project shall serve a population of over 800,000 people by the year 2040.
Sasakawa Africa Association has urged stakeholders in the agricultural sector to bolster value addition interventions aiming at achieving increased income for smallholder farmers. This call was issued by Ethiopia Tadesse, the head of communication and advocacy at the association, during the annual inspection of farmers implementing Sasakawa's strategic models.
Sasakawa Africa Association is currently implementing a strategic plan centered on 3 key pillars: regenerative agriculture, nutrition-sensitive agriculture, and market-oriented agriculture. The organization conducts annual inspections to assess the mode of implementation and gauge farmers' appreciation for various modern farming approaches.
You know, every area has its own specificity, so understanding if the issue is on production, on soil fertility, or market linkage, or, you know, nutrition diversity. So we conduct needs assessments, and our intervention normally addresses those needs in the particular area we are intervening.
Farmers will receive technical knowledge on farming practices and strategies to cope with climate changes.
On that, we are looking more at conservation agriculture, where we promote minimum soil disturbance.
Working collaboratively with local government officials and extension agriculture workers, the association strategically positions commodity associate traders to mobilize farmers towards cultivating crops based on market demand.
Looking at how best farmers can produce for the market other than producing for subsistence or for home consumption alone.
Also, I will go to the market and do what we call market research, to look for the good market.
In selected districts, processing plants have been established to add value to diverse agricultural produce, enabling farmers to realize greater returns.
And also the value addition, where milling services we are taking it closer to the community so that, you know, family members, especially women, are not required to walk for miles.
They have built our capacity in agronomic practices, quality assurance, and linkage to market. The facility has really empowered the farmers that as every day, there's no day that you can close the door.
But as I talk abroad for them, the machine here, they are grinding here at a cheaper price, 150 a kilo, almost if you compare with the one from town.
To promote collaboration, farmers have formed cooperatives through enhanced grouping, facilitating collective bargaining and standardized input acquisition.
So we feel that grouping these farmers together into one-stop centers, or what we can look at cooperatives at this level, it will help us, and it has already helped us to come up with solutions to challenges of input access and output marketing.
They taught us a training how to manage the cooperative, how we can work together, how we can manage this cooperative to grow.
While the association has made significant strides in acquiring processing machines, some regions face challenges with unreliable electricity hindering the efficient operation of these processing plants.
It's around 2 days, and they will tell you with the full load here farmers want to eat. They will say, please, we are rectifying the situation. Sometimes they fail even to operate.
The association calls for collective efforts to sustain the initiated initiatives with the overarching goal of improving the incomes of smallholder farmers.
The CADs, the CBF, which are members of the community. You know, we are not bringing only experts from Kampala and then teaching them and going, but we are actually creating the capability within the community. So that is one of our mechanisms to ensure sustainability. But
Sasakawa Africa Association also emphasizes the importance of nutrition-sensitive agriculture, encouraging farmers to diversify their crops. This pillar aims to raise awareness about the significance of nutrition and promote the cultivation of a variety of crops. Abdul Nasser for UBC.
Now, 32 prosecution witnesses are set to provide evidence in the case against Charles Solemo and his wife, Shamira Nachiemba. These over charges of aggravated robbery in the High Court Division in Kampala. Judge Michael Elubu confirmed this after reading 13 counts against the accused, although they all pleaded not guilty to the allegations.
Charles Solemo alias Sipapa and his girlfriend Shamira Nachiemba, who are facing charges of aggravated robbery, have appeared at High Court Criminal Division in Kampala before Judge Mike Erubu to proceed with the case. In court, the charges of aggravated robbery were read, and all the accused pleaded not guilty. Prosecution led by Edward Muhumuza informed court that they will present 32 witnesses to testify against the accused Sipapa and his girlfriend Shamira Nachiemba, and that the evidence has been disclosed to the defense legal team.
We shall further adduce fingerprint evidence to place A1 at the scene of crime. We will adduce forensic evidence to prove that the accused persons used a substance called barbital to stupefy the complainant and other victims and render them unconscious.
Prosecution will rely on the evidence from the South Sudan nation, Jacob Olok, who is a victim in this matter. It's alleged that Jacob Olok acquired $800,000 after selling his land in South Sudan, which money was allegedly stolen by Sipapa. It's alleged that Sipapa stole the alleged money at Jacob Olok's residence in Buziga by using caliform. Sipapa is also accused of stealing laptops, cell phones, jewelry, among other items.
The recovered exhibits will be tendered to this honorable court in their physical nature and proof by forensic evidence and ordinary witnesses that the tendered items are properties of the complainants and other victims.
Other evidence will include videos of fingerprints linking Sipapa to the commission of the offences, among other items. John Kunya is the lawyer representing Charles Solemo alias Sipapa and his girlfriend Shamira Nachiemba. Judge Mike Elubu has given all parties 1 week to review the alleged video clip that prosecution will rely on in this case. Prosecution alleges that Charles Solemo alias Sipapa and his girlfriend Shamira Nachiemba committed the alleged offences on August 2022 in Ibuwate, Nigeria, Wachiso district. The accused have been remanded to Ruzira government prison. Deborah Namamonde, Nantongo Rebecca, UBC News.
Now, in our episode of Tracing the Footsteps of Christianity, today we'll look at Jericho City, which is one of the oldest cities in Palestine. Pilgrims travel to Jericho City to visit the Mount of Temptation, seeking a connection with their faith and a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by Jesus. Also visited is Zacchaeus' sycamore tree, which Zacchaeus, locally known as Zakayo Muoza Wakatale, climbed to see Jesus, who was passing by amidst the crowd.
The Mount of Temptation is a mountain located in Jericho and known for being the place where Jesus underwent the temptation from Satan. It is also a home to a Greek Orthodox monastery which stands at the peak of the mountain. Mount of Temptation is one of the oldest monasteries in the Holy Land and is about 5 kilometers northwest of the West Bank city of Jericho. The summit of the Mount of Temptation is about 360 meters above sea level, which offers a spectacular panoramic view of the Jordan Valley and the Dead Sea. The mountain is also known as Mount Quarantania and Jebel Quarantul. Both names arise from a mispronunciation of the Latin word quarantena, meaning 40, the number of days in Christ's fast. This period of fasting became the model for the practice of Lent in Christian churches. Visiting Mount of Temptation is another great holy experience as many pilgrims flock the area every year. Jesus was led 3 times by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. This was after fasting 40 days and 40 nights when Jesus was hungry, the tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, telling the devil that man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. The second time, the devil took Jesus to the holy city and asked him to throw himself down. Jesus answered to him, telling him that do not put the Lord your God to the test. And the last one, the devil took him to the very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor, promising him the kingdom if Jesus could only bow down to Satan. Jesus then said to Satan that it is written, "Worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended to him. As you stand on the rocky terrain, you can't help but feel the weight of history and the spirituality that permeates the air. This sacred site has attracted pilgrims from all corners of the world, seeking a connection with their faith and a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by Jesus. Still in the Jericho oldest city situates Zacchaeus' sycamore tree, which is one of the top tourist attractions in Jericho due to the role it played in a famous New Testament event. Visitors travel about 10 kilometers north of the Dead Sea in the Palestinian Authority lands to see the ancient tree. This tree stands at a major intersection in Jericho. Although the tree may not be the same one Zacchaeus climbed, local tradition has named this Zacchaeus tree. Tests carried out on the tree have shown that it is over 2,000 years old, and it stands in the same setting as the biblical sycamore tree. A Luganda dialect pronounces the tree as Zakayo Muoza due to its significance. The tree is a reflection of the story when Jesus entered Jericho, accompanied by a crowd. Then the rich tax collector Zacchaeus was there, and he too wanted to get a look at the famous new spiritual leader. However, he was too short to see over the crowds of people. Zacchaeus ran ahead and climbed up a sycamore fig tree where he was sure to see Jesus as he went by.
So Zacchaeus was a very rich man. He was a tax collector, and Jesus told him, "Zacchaeus, I'll be this night in your home." So all the people and all the people around him, he said, "Oh, who's that? He's talking with a managed good tax collector. He's a good man," because he was a tax collector, and his house is here in Jericho. In the Coptic parish there, they have his house and his tomb also. So he went in this night, Jesus, and eat his dinner with him.
Zacchaeus was rich, collected taxes for the occupying Romans, and probably overcollected on occasion. For this reason, the people of Jericho disliked him and considered him a sinner. Zacchaeus then stood before Jesus and offered half of his possessions as a gift to the poor and to compensate anyone he had cheated by 4 times the amount of money. The story is another example of Jesus reaching out to a sinner and offering salvation. Daniel Mugoya, reporting for UBC News.
Meet Stone Atwine, the co-founder of Eversend, a startup that is building financial technology from Uganda to the world. From currency exchange to business banking, Stone and his team are doing it all. Stone embodies the grit and the commitment to take a startup from nothing to something. Stone, keep building. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Download the Eversend app and together, let's support Ugandans like Stone who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
Banyeta ko Muhangi Donata, the chairperson wa group.
I am the chairperson of this group that got money. The group is called Kalsandala HIV/AIDS Craftswomen Group. UWEP gave us money in 2017 and they gave us 3.3 million Ugandan shillings. We used it in 1 year and got 23 million out of it. We do baskets and kitchen gardens, and we also have a saving group. We thank UWEP because this money helped us as women. Women can now educate their children and build houses because many of them are single mothers. We work without jealousy because we want to leave a legacy that even those who will be around tomorrow will appreciate.
Roman Limited banno abakolera better wine omuli ebika ebya golden wine, special wine, hibiscus wine. Kakati no bakutuusaako hibiscus juice ye juice akoleddwa okuyamba mu abalina pressure, sukali, abaagala okusala embuto n'amasavu, okunaaza obukyafu mu mubiri, wamu n'abo abalina abaana abalwalalwala. Ky'olina okukola kati abaana bo bawe hibiscus juice, naawe yandyetaaza okwongera obutafaali bw'abasirikale mu mubiri, weeyunire hibiscus juice. Hibiscus juice musange mu supermarkets n'amaduuka gonna mu ggwanga. Gw'omusuubuzi nawe mwetaaze genda ku Roman Limited nga basangibwa Wandegeya ku kizimbe kya Moel wakati wa poliisi y'e Wandegeya ne YMCA. Hibiscus juice ali mu mills 5 n'ebisatu. Okumanya ebisingawo kuba essimu 0772506155 oba 0704161398. Nywanga hibiscus juice ku lw'obulungi bw'omubiri gwo.
And now in sports, the Uganda Premier League has hosted the final Premier Pilsner monthly awards for 2023 at Katikati Restaurant. These awards recognize the best coach and player.
The Pilsner monthly awards for the best player in the Uganda Premier League have crowned excellent performers of November.
Whereas many are calculating 3 matches from November, we classified these matches at the beginning into 3. That in September, October, from match day 5, rather match day 1 to 5. In November, we are doing from match day 6 to 10, and the next, which will follow in January, which will be for December, we are going to count from match day 11 to 15. So they are in 5s. So this is from match day 6 to match day 10. So we are looking at 5 matches played during that time.
For the best player accolade, Soweto Bright Stars striker Nelson Sekatuka for his 7 goals and 1 assist bettered Ronald Sechiganda and Alex Chitata.
I couldn't do it by myself. I think it was a team effort. We had a good run in November, and I think we worked well as a team, and it enabled us to get the points we got, and for myself as well to achieve what I was able to achieve this month in scoring 7 goals. Hopefully we can work together and keep on winning, and I can score more goals and I'll be able to win more monthly awards.
Sports Club Villa coach Dansan Stojanovic is optimistic this award will spur success to climax with the league title that the club last won in 2004.
Purely believe that award is not mine. It belongs to the team. Every single person who is doing the job for Villa, that award is there for them, not only for me. That is one. And in time ahead of us, only unit, togetherness will us push where we want to be.
Dansan, whose Sports Club Villa plays KCCFC on Friday, Aged Vipers Neva Leonard, Mahomes Mohamed Senfuma, and Gaddafi's David Motono.
Meanwhile, Ugandan boxer John Serunjoji knocked out opponent Ibrahim Diallo in the second round of their title fight that was held in Conakry, Guinea earlier this week. The knockout gave Serunjoji a win that also made him the first Ugandan professional boxer to win the WBA Africa Super Middleweight in the 76 kilogram category.
Kama katonda tuwadde omukisa nga bannayuganda tusobola okuba nga tuleeta omusipi ogwo ewaffe waka era nga tuyingira mu rankings za Africa. Bukya myaka 10 musipi ogwo bukyanga gutondwawo gubadde tegujja ku Africa. Babadde baselebrating emyaka 10 nga tebajja ku Africa. Gwe mulundi gwabwe ogusose okulaba nga ne ku Africa bakola ki? Era nze omu ku baweereddwa omukisa. Munnayuganda omu yaweereddwa omukisa okulaba nga challenging omusipi ogwo. Era ne nguchallenginga katonda natubulesinga netuguwangula. Oluvannyuma lw'okulangula WBA Africa kyenkakasa oba kyenjagala okugamba abawagizi baffe naddala bannayuganda abawagira ebikonde GS tagenda tuula. GS tagenda sigala ng'akola era tufunyemu ka break Christmas season tugenda kudda mu gym kozi tusuubira era nga twagala omusipi ogwo gwennyini either tuddemu tugulwane tusobole okuba nga tuvaawo tugende mu rankings za worldwide kuba
Well, and that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhoda Mgonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. In 1979, non-aligned countries. This led to the first conference of the heads of state or government of non-aligned countries. The purpose of the organization was summarized by Fidel Castro in his Havana Declaration of 1979 as to ensure the national independence, sovereignty, territorial integrity, and security of the non-aligned countries in their struggle against imperialism, colonialism, neo-colonialism, racism, and all forms of foreign aggression, occupation, domination, interference, or hegemony, as well as against great power and bloc policies.
Bino byebifo byemugenda okucekalya mu Uganda singidde nga biri mu kaga Desemba tugenda ku Entebbe Resort Beach omuli Africa Band Alien Skin n'abayimbi abaliko era Boxing Day Palasa Shiba kwa Kamwesi
Shiba Karungi, and I'm calling you out on Boxing Day at Kamwesi Mall.
Abayimbi abalala bangi asitatu mu Desemba tugenda kwa Sheraton Gardens Radio for UG Mix Dance Party Dr. Jose Chameleon Big Size Baby Cool Shiba Karungi n'abalala bangi asitatu mu Desemba Masindi tugenda kwa Radio 7 UG Mix Dance Party lumu January 2024 tweyiwa ku Resort Beach Entebbe olwo lumu January era tugenda kwa Africa Band kwa Kamwesi kati gomanyi jona agenda bitigikibwa Baitu Group Limited biteedwa mu sente Leonard Contractors no worries but I'm sounds Baitu Group no
Where you go MTN. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The event, I mean, we're always looking forward to, you know, bowling. There's a lot of interactions. I love the Bajam Novo Fumbo, by the way. You know, people get to meet people, and before you know it, something beautiful is happening. So for me, it's just about the party vibes. And for me, this has always been something that I look forward to, because being in the diaspora, and we work like the whole year, So you're always looking forward to that one thing. What am I going to do? I'm going home, and what better way, to throw this for not just Ugandans only, for people coming in from diaspora. So I'm always looking forward. Like I said, it's not just a party, it's therapy. It's therapy.
Last year we were at Moti.
Yeah.
What sparked the change in location?
This is a new spot in town. It's the most luxurious spot in town at the moment. It matches the Zari brand, and of course, Bel Air. Getting tagged on top of this just makes everything like premium. Because when you mention Zari, it's just not a brand. It's like global, if you know what I mean. So partnering with Nonige was one of the best things we've actually done. It's one of the hottest spots in town right now. Yeah.
There's a poster I saw, and I was one of the people that was excited. I don't know how the language went behind closed doors. So I posted, and I think Joanne mentioned violence. Tanasha Donna is coming.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
We're getting the family together. Why not? I'm getting my people together. Yeah. So she's coming. She's gracing the event. Because we speak, we always talk about our kids. Like they're coming to Tanzania. They're meeting, their brother and all of that. I'm like, wait a second. I'm actually throwing an event. She's like, what? Where? When? I'm coming. It was as easy as that. So Tanasha is going to be here. And she's looking forward, to party just like everybody else. Yeah.
So, of course, it's fashionable, red carpet. Everybody wants to stand out. They follow your Insta. They're inspired by the fashion. Everybody's pulling out a hat or two.
Yeah.
What fashion advice do you give people?
Being the Zari All White Party, let me even remove the word Zari. Zari All White Parties were started way back by Puff Daddy. They were very luxurious. Like people turned up, people dressed up, It was a way of showing, like we're showing up, we're spending, we have money, we're here. So I'm expecting people to turn up like really looking the part. You don't really have to be rich to look rich, but you can still